Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is Professor Dr. Zia Ahmed for online lectures in the subject of classical poetry. If you remember, in certain few lectures, we have been talking about John Donne, the classical poet, the most famous one. And I just want to remind you before we go further that John Donne is a metaphysical poet. That means we shall be encountering in his poetry some of the difficult images. And the same would happen today as well. So keep this thing in mind that he has the juxtaposition of the abstract image as well as the concrete image. And alongside that, I must also point out that he is a divine poet also, is a love poet also. So far you have attended lectures on love poems. Right now I am beginning with a divine poem also that may be called religious poetry also. And in his religious poetry, he is equally devoted to his passion and to his work. In case of love poetry, he addresses the beloved, and in case of religious poetry, he addresses God himself. For example, the very first poem, that religious poem or divine poem should be called, is in the shape of a sonnet. It means that it may be carrying 14 lines and it may have the structure of a sonnet as well. And as you know, in case of Shakespeare's sonnet, we had decided that there is no topic. All the time the topic or the title of the sonnet is the first line. Same is the case here, that in this sonnet we have the first line, "Thou hast made me and shall thy work decay." This is the very title. And it's very significant here because the poet is asking a question that I have been created by you. And who is you here? Who is audience here? It is God. He says, oh my God, you have created me. And when I have been created, the next line says that I will be destroyed as well. The decay would begin in his body. And according to him, somebody is born, the decay is also there, which will definitely finish that body. He says that decay has already started in his body. It means that his time has started to move towards death. Actually, dear students, anyone who is born in this world, that person definitely after the first hour, first day of the birth, begins to crawl towards the death. And the same thing John Donne says is happening with him. He says that he wants that his body should decay quickly so that he may be able to reach his God as soon as possible. Now here a philosophy is very different as compared to the normal philosophies, that the poet is wishing for death. What is the purpose? The purpose is that he may be able to meet his God as soon as possible. Same was the case with Robert Browning when in one of his poems, Robert Browning says that he is not afraid of death because when he would die, he would definitely reach God and meet, and he compares himself with a bowl, with a cup of tea, for example. He says that when I die, the God will be drinking wine out of my cup, which he says that his body is, and as a result, he will be closest to God. So in this way, instead of becoming terrified or fearful of death, John Donne says that he is not fearful of death. He wants that death should come to him as soon as possible. He says that it is his mission. He says because according to him, if life offers some of the players, definitely these players are there. He may be enjoying these players or not, but actually the real player is to meet God, to go close to God, and that is why he wants that his body should finish as soon as possible so that he may be able to reach God. Now, it means that the poet is willing and ready to finish his body, his life, if God permits him to die and come close to him. That is why he's not afraid of death at all. And therefore, the very lines which we are reading, I run to death and death meets me as fast. This is his wish, that he is automatically, after his birth, he's going and leading towards death. But he says that God should help him to move as close to death as possible and as soon as possible, because death means that he may be looking at the figure of God, for example, if he is able to go there. So his divine poetry is also inspired equally with a similar kind of passion as he had the passion in the love poetry, that he was 100% dedicated in his love towards his beloved. Same is the case with the divine poetry also, that if he is loving his God, he is 100% in love with God. And he continues in the same tone. He says that I dare not move my dim eyes anyways, despair behind and death before doth cast. He says that I want to look directly into the eyes of death. Because if I don't look into the eyes of death, it means that I will be digressing, I will be looking here and there, and the fears or the troubles or the problem associated with death will be reminded to me. And as a result, I may become fearful of that. That is why he says, I shall be constantly looking into the death. He says, such terrors my feeble flesh doth waste, be sin in it which towards hell doth weigh. And this is something which the poet quotes as a reason why he does not want to remove his eyes from death. He wants to constantly look at death. He says that in this way, if I don't look direct into the eyes of death, I will be digressed. I will be, diverted from my mission. Mission is that he should be bravely and daringly enter into Death Valley so that he can meet God. And if he removes his eyes, definitely the terror of death or the problems which are associated with death will be coming to his mind, and he may be going away from his beloved God. And going away from beloved God means that he is committing a sin, that he will be reminded of his sins, and when he is committing a sin, he will be entering into hell also. So according to him, to enter into heaven or to please God or to go close to God, the best way is that one should not be afraid of death at all. One should try to reach death as much as possible, whatever the way may be, but we should be facing death very bravely. That is why he addresses death, that death should not be proud at all. He says that in the next line, only thou art above, and when towards thee by thy leave I can look, I rise again. This is a concept in every religion. For example, when we die, we may be buried in the ground, but with the passage of time, the Muslims, for example, we believe when doomsday would come, we will rise again. God will make us rise again and meet him. He says, therefore, there is a chance, there is a possibility that he will be dying, he will be buried in the ground, but as soon as he will be dead, he will be no more living. It is a chance that he will rise again, because only in the skies there is God. There's nobody else. And so, for the sake of God, he will be rising again, and there will be 100% chance that he may be meeting God. So in this way, there is a wish of the poet that he may be going forward. But equally, he says there is another problem as well, that when he's thinking of meeting his God, when he's thinking of facing death, when he's thinking that he must bravely face death, at the same time, devil is there. And that devil is dissuading him, or is convincing him that he should not go towards death, he should live in this world. In that way, he is coming in between the friendship, the closeness, companionship of God and the poet. He says that if he stops for some time in this world, if he lives in this world, if he does not go close to God, devil will come, and he is possibly trying to take him away from the path of God. So in order to save himself from the efforts of devil, he wants that he should be going close to God as soon as possible. That is why he prays to God. He asks God that he may be picked up by God automatically, or he may be taken away from this world. Here he 100% becomes a mystic, Mystics all the time are not interested in this worldly life. Same is the case with John Donne, that he's saying, I don't want to have this worldly life. I want to meet my God. And the best way to meet God is to die. And that is why he says that he should be picked up in his death, or for the way of death, that he may be going towards that. He says Satan is there, and his devil is there, and Satan is there, two names for the same personality, which is anti-humanity, anti-God, or anti-nature. All these things are associated with the devil. I think my students remember Paradise Lost, where we read that how devil was sent to hell. Now devil is not killed by God. He is given permission to survive, and he also therefore is trying to make his company as strong as possible. The best way for him is to dissuade the human beings that they should not go close to God. Instead, they should follow him. And same thing John Donne is repeating here, that if he does not go to God, if he does not die, the result will be that devil can attack him, the devil can persuade him to leave the path of God. In this way, sin will be committed, and that sin definitely will remove him away from that. That is why he addresses to God and requests to God that I don't want to follow the path of devil. In fact, he says that not over myself I can sustain, thy grace my wing may to prevent his art, and thou like adamant draw mine into the heart. You see, there is something, a greater wish. And up to some extent, here is the despondency also in the mind of the poet. He is a little bit disappointed also, that as he's made of body, flesh, and blood, and therefore he is prone to the problems and the pains and the troubles of this world. When he will face all that, it's a possibility that he may forget the way of God, or he may be tempted by devil. That is why he says, okay, I don't want to live here. Whatever the days of my life are there, he says that he has lived. There is no more possibility of living, and the better way is to that he should meet God as soon as possible. Therefore, he says that God should help him also to come out of the tricks of the devil, or the feats of the devil, that the devil may not be able to take him away. That is why he wishes for death as soon as possible, because death means that he will be going close to God. Now, two aspects of this poem students should keep in mind. Number one aspect is that the best company, the best kind of reward for any human being is that if he leaves this world, in the next world, he may be able to meet God. He may be able to have the company of God. As we Muslims also believe that in paradise, whoever good people will be, they will go to paradise, and there they may be able to see God or meet God also. Or God may allow them to see him. Similarly, John Donne is trying to say one thing very significantly. He says that if he lives in this earth, in this world, he may be committing sins. And those sins definitely will increase the punishment. And as a result, he will not be able to go direct into heaven. And instead, he may be punished in hell. And when he is punished in hell, what is the difference? What is the deficiency? That he will not be able to meet God. That is why he says that he should spend as little time in this world as possible, so that he may be able to secure the company of God. So, first point is that. The second point is the mysticism, or the kind of wish of the poet that he wants to dedicate his life, or his energy, or his being for the service of God. He wants to remain close to God, and this is only possible when he leaves the path of devil. Now, this is very important, because in Christian theology and even in Muslim theology, devil is given a type of importance, because once one looks at that, one sees, okay, devil is there, it can dissuade him, and there are many chances we have seen that devil comes forward and he tries to snatch from us the path of God. And sometimes he succeeds also, because we are human beings, and here the wish of the poet is that he may not succeed at all. The best way for this is that he should finish himself. But he cannot do so. It is only God's will. It is only in the hand of God. It is only the right of God that he may finish the life of any person. But what is the benefit of finishing the life? The benefit is the going close to God. Now, this thing, dear students, should be taken symbolically. It actually does not mean that he wishes for the death or he wants to commit suicide. It means, in fact, symbolically, it means that he wants to remain on the path of God, so that his love for God may sustain, may keep on, and secondly, he may be able to do good things, so that when naturally he dies, he may be able to meet his God. He may not fall into the traps of devil, because if he falls into the traps of devil, definitely he will not be able to meet that. So the chief purpose which has been discussed in this poem is the path of God, is the company of God, is the good doing deeds for the sake of God. And that is why if you live in this world, the lesson is coming from the poem that we may be able to reach God as soon as possible. And this thing we can do only when we are really equipped for that. And what is the equipage for that? Equipage is the good deeds in this world, avoiding bad deeds in this world. So in that way, this poem is multiple level explainable poem, where not only God has been taken as a beloved, for the sake of beloved, one is able to sacrifice the life. But on the other hand also, we can see that not only God is beloved, but also a greatest task, a greatest target for the poet. Poet thinks himself a lover, and he wants to offer his love to God, and that is why he wants to go there. So, dear students, this is something that we have completed today. This is the taste of the divine poem you have got here. Here, beloved from human being is replaced with God, but the love passion is going to be the same one. And in that way, this poem closes here. This is a sonnet. The students should pay attention to the lines, the 14 lines, and the ending voices which come at the end of every line. The students should see how the rhyme scheme is going on and then discuss with their teacher as well. So, in that way, we close it today. Thank you for listening to my lecture.